Who will govern the governors? There is only one force in the nation that can be depended upon to keep the government pure and the governors honest, and that is the people themselves. They alone, if well informed, are capable of preventing the corruption of power and restoring the nation to its rightful course if it should go astray. They alone are the safest depository of the ultimate powers of government. Thomas Jefferson. So a lot of people are complaining to me lately that they don't watch the news anymore. It's all a bunch of lies, right? They can't get real information. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to show you a way, if you want to, if you're so inclined, to be able to find your own real information. And because there's a whole section of the internet that is still uncensored. And what we have over there is we have a few video channels, a bunch of other stuff too. And these are like YouTube, only they're free speech. And I'm going to take you and show you a couple of them right here. They're easy to use, and there are news channels over there, actual news channels that are telling a different story. There are truth seekers. These are guys who are actually looking for the truth and trying to bring it to us, and then they let them do a bunch of research for us, right? So I'm going to show you how to use these two things. And I shot this video in my tent, and I had to do it at night in the dark because of the reflection, and we all know I'm an amateur. So I hope you guys just tolerate it. They're as easy to use as YouTube, really. And let me take you there for a minute and just show you what they're about. All right, guys, sorry about the shadows, but the stuff that I did last night, somehow I lost it. So I'm having to do this with some shadows behind me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to DuckDuckGo, which is a privacy search engine. Google will not show you. I'm going to put in Rumble. Google will no longer show you things it does not want you to see. It will block you from getting into them. Now we're going over here to Rumble, which is another YouTube type station. I'm just going to put in news, and we'll see what we get. Okay. Now, if they tell you that you have to pay to get in here, you don't. That is a lie. Here's somebody's pissed off at Tony. This here is Rebel News. They're out of Canada. They're a real news station. They have real reporters all around the world. Trudeau is totally pissed off at them. He is trying to shut them down. I'm not going to open any of these. Let's go over to, but some of them are news stations and real news stations. Others are truth seekers. Let's go to my feed. This is probably going to be the stuff I'm subscribed to. Don Bongino, he really knows what's going on, and he's a real show. He gives us, tells us a whole lot of truth. We can go down here, see what else we got. Who do we got over here? Okay, look at this. New World Order of Medicine, Uncensored, The Great Reset is failing. So, and this looks like it's a real news station. No, that's the Stu Peters show. Stu Peters is really good. This is him again here. He's very intelligent. He has people, sometimes really important people on his show. It's more like a talk show. You can find that stuff here. Okay, here we have Del Bigtree. He used to work for CBS. He now has the Highwire. He is the guy who got all the dirt on Fauci. That's why Rand Paul was able to hammer him. It actually came through this guy. I'm not going to bother explaining all of why, but you get the idea. So you can open all of these. You can open any one of these, and you can subscribe to their channel. I have a channel over here. What is it? I think you have to put in Scooter Tramp Scotty 9, all one word. These are videos I've made. Now, so that gives you access. They have better news over here. Now I'm going to open up the duck again. Okay, and I'm going to put in Odysee, spelled funny, ODYSEE.com. And we'll put that in. This is another channel. Now this channel, they're going to make me go to it here. This channel is not big tech, and it is blockchain. Makes it hard to shut down, so it works a little slower. Now let's just take something, and it's the same. There's channels. I have them. I'll show them to you in a minute. But let's just take something when they started this whole Russia thing. I wanted to hear what Putin had to say. Not that I trust him, so I put in Putin on Ukraine. Okay, let's see what that takes us to. And I had to weed through the bullshit, and this one will have a lot of stuff that is also in other languages, right? And when I watch him, I have to... Here's one. Let's watch this. It'll just give you an idea. I've seen him in his conference with his guys. I don't trust this guy either. Okay, you see the way it's dubbed in, or it's subtitles. I had to read this one. Some are dubbed in. I had Vita, because she speaks Russian, tell me once if this was right, and it's pretty right on. So, you know, I want to know if they're bullshitting me or not. So I don't trust this cat either, but I will tell you something. He has a completely different take on what's going on. I also wanted to hear what the people in the Ukraine have to say about it. And I put that in, and I've searched around, and I found them talking, the people that are actually there, and they're showing us they're there. And these guys all have a completely different take on things than our guys are telling us. And, you know, so if you want to know about school shootings or something, you can come over here, and these guys they're not all telling the same narrative, and they're not all giving the same dirt. So these are two. Okay, let's look at my channels here. Okay, you got to put in STS. What is this one? Scooter Tramp Scotty current events channel. It's a hashtag, not hashtag, but that little A that you use for emails, STS. This one has all my stuff that I've made on different subjects that are free speech. Also, Odysee has a feature which I've used that when you engage it, it automatically mirrors. I have this other channel here. It automatically mirrors everything I've put up on YouTube, goes up here. It's all here too. And all of this is, you know, there's no commercials, especially if you're using a different search engine. And we got a pop up there. There's generally, it doesn't have the commercials on it. So I have that too. So there you have it, guys. This gives you the ability to go and find the people that are out there trying to bring us the truth, and they're trying. But because they're being buried by big tech and by government agencies, they have to try to come through these other channels, and that means that we have to go find them. I also want to point out that I go over to Odysee and I watch movies there, and I watch comedy there. There's not quite as much as YouTube, but there's a whole bunch. There's motorcycle stuff. There's all that stuff over there too, and you know, so I like it because I'm not supporting big tech, and they don't have the usual commercials in there, you know, so I get really sick of that shit. Now, I actually have 2 channels on Odysee and 1 on Rumble, and I'm going to leave you links to a couple of those in the description below as well. And if you go over there, you can see all my stuff, or you can hit the search button on top and search whatever you want. And if they try to tell you that you have to pay to get in there, that's not true. It may be that Google's trying to block you. You want to try using another search engine like DuckDuckGo or Brave Browser. Those are what everybody's using now because they don't block stuff. But if they tell you you got to pay in there to get in there, you don't. Just start searching or something and you'll get in. You do have to sign up just like YouTube if you want to like, comment, or subscribe to any of these channels, because there's all channels over there. It's the same damn thing as YouTube, basically, only it's free speech. It has been brought to my attention recently that DuckDuckGo has now become somewhat compromised. There's different rumors about it, but I do know this much, is when the Russia thing started, they announced that they would begin to start censoring. There's some rumor they have something going with Google, who a lot of us don't want to, who's the enemy, really. And so everybody's trying to get away from that. And so I'm going to show you guys how to use Start Page, which is supposed to be the most secure thing. Supposedly it is European and they have different laws. But I have not been able to find an app for that. I don't think there's one. And I'm sure that any of these, the Duck or Brave Browser, will take you over to the stuff I've shown you. But if you want to get more secure, I'm going to show you right now how to get to Start Page. And I'm going to show it to you on my little computer. But it also works the same on the phone, and how to get to it and use it. And so let's take a look at that right now. All right, now I'm going down here to Brave Browser, which you can get in the App Store. And now it brings up this, and I'm going to go to Start Page. Startpage.com, I guess it is. And let's see what it does. Okay, it takes me to this. Now let's just try and see if it works. I'm going to go to Odysee.com and see if it takes us there. It's taking me here, but there's Odysee right there on the left. See if it takes us there. And there it is. So that is how I know how, at least, to search on start page. I hope this information has been helpful to some of you, or hopefully a lot of you. If you start snooping around these sites and playing with them, you know, the way you got to do when you learn new stuff on these computers, you will begin to find a whole new world. Because what there is out there is there's truth seekers, guys like me. There's bullshit too, but who are not stuck on what they think. They want to find out what the truth is, and they're trying to bring it to us. And you're going to open up a whole different world of information out there. And if everybody was getting this information, the people would stop this thing. That's what happened during the Vietnam War. I've talked about it on some other videos. Is because that was broadcast on TV, the people were up in arms, and they finally beat the government. It was a hard fight. I'm not going to get into it now, but because if what was going on now was on mainstream, the same thing would happen. And so the problem is people don't tend to go find out what's really going on. And if they did, it would piss them off, and shit would begin to change, because the only thing they're afraid of, because I've heard them talk about it, because I go and listen to these globalists talk, is the masses. That's where the real power is. And they have said, if we all find out and we turn on them, there's no place they can hide on earth. They will come down. That's what they said. So anyways, I hope this has been helpful to you guys, and I'll see y'all next video.